The 2026 MotoGP season is not just another chapter in the championship calendar, it is a closing act, the final season of the 1000cc era before the paddock steps into the uncharted territory of 850cc regulations in 2027. Historically, transitional seasons like this are never neutral. They expose weaknesses, amplify internal politics, and almost always reward one specific profile of rider, those who are mentally unshakable, technically complete, and strategically aligned with their team's long-term vision. At this precise moment, one name rises above the rest with undeniable clarity: Marc Márquez. Ducati and the comfort of a returning king. Marc Márquez's return to the summit in 2025 with Ducati was never just a feel-good comeback story, it was a statement of authority. After years defined by injury, uncertainty, and adaptation, Márquez didn't merely survive, he recalibrated himself to modern MotoGP and bent it to his will. Ducati Lenovo Gym now possesses the most lethal combination on the grid, the most complete motorcycle paired with the most instinctively dangerous racer of his generation. Entering 2026, Marc is no longer learning the Desmos Adichie, he owns it. The bike responds to him, not the other way around. At 33, Márquez is no longer the reckless predator of his early Honda years. What age has given him is far more frightening: strategic patience. He now wins races without constantly flirting with disaster. If MotoGP is chess at 350 kilometers per hour, Marc Márquez in 2026 is no longer just an attacking genius. He is a grandmaster who knows when to wait, when to pressure, and when to let rivals defeat themselves. That is why betting odds placing him as the outright favorite, minus 225, feel less like speculation and more like statistical realism. The truly alarming detail for his rivals is this: Marc is now winning without needing to take extreme risks. That version of Marc may be the most dominant yet. Francesco Bagnaia, trapped between excellence and reality. Francesco Bagnaia arrives in 2026 as the reigning runner-up, yet narratively he occupies the most uncomfortable position in the championship. He is neither the underdog nor the favorite. He is an elite rider forced to confront the best version of Marc Márquez, something even MotoGP legends have rarely managed consistently. Pecco's challenge has never been raw speed or technical understanding. It is psychological gravity. In direct combat, Ducati's internal hierarchy is now clear. The project has a gravitational center, and it is Márquez. In modern MotoGP, internal team dynamics often matter as much as lap time. Bagnaia is still capable of brilliance, consistency, and championships under the right conditions, but beating Marc Márquez in a season-long war while riding the same machinery is a task that historically borders on impossible. The silent threats: freedom without pressure. Interestingly, the freshest danger to the championship narrative does not come from factory teams, but from riders operating in environments with fewer expectations. Alex Marquez, riding for Gresini Ducati, looks like a rider who has finally discovered his true competitive identity. Free from title pressure and excessive scrutiny, yet equipped with top-tier Ducati machinery, he embodies the classic profile of a silent contender. His long race consistency and improved race intelligence increasingly resemble the building blocks of a future world champion. Then there is Marco Bezzecchi, a rider who thrives in transitional seasons. Aggressive, emotional, and fearless, Bezzecchi represents chaos in its most competitive form. When major regulation changes loom, teams often shift focus towards the future. Riders like Bezzecchi exploit that moment, racing with maximum intensity while others calculate long-term risks. KTM and Aprilia, dangerous but not complete. Pedro Acosta is undeniably the future of MotoGP. His talent is generational, but 2026 may still be 1 year too early to demand a championship. KTM continues to wrestle with chassis balance and tire management, two weaknesses that are brutally exposed in today's aero-heavy MotoGP era. Aprilia, meanwhile, places its hopes in Jorge Martin, the season's ultimate wildcard. If his physical condition fully recovers and the RSGP finds consistent form, Martin could become a genuine disruptor. On his day, he's as fast as anyone on the grid. Yet the word that continues to shadow Aprilia's ambitions is a familiar one: if. Toprak Razgatlioglu, a disruptor MotoGP didn't know it needed. One of the most intriguing storylines of 2026 is the MotoGP debut of Toprak Razgatlioglu with Pramac Yamaha. He may not be a title favorite, but dismissing his impact would be a mistake. Toprak brings an extreme braking-based riding style, precisely what Yamaha has lacked for years. On specific circuits, he has the potential to steal podiums, perhaps even victories. More importantly, every point he takes away from Ducati or KTM could subtly reshape the championship landscape. In transitional seasons, disruptors matter. Closing an era the only way he knows it. MotoGP 2026 feels like a farewell chapter before an entirely new book begins, and history has shown that moments like these rarely belong to the inexperienced or the hesitant. They belong to riders who understand pressure, politics, and legacy. Right now, it is difficult to argue against one conclusion. If there is one rider who knows how to close an era with his name engraved on it, it is Marc Márquez. The 1000cc era is ending, and Marc looks ready to write the final line himself.